Spring break, 2021. It was just the three of us, Lena, Mark, and me. We weren't the type to chase crowded parties or loud beaches, so instead of going somewhere popular, we picked a quiet stretch of coastline in Florida. Mark had heard about it from someone, cheap rentals, barely any tourists, and a long, empty beach that felt almost private. At the time, it sounded perfect. Looking back, that was the first mistake. We reached the beach house just before sunset. It stood alone, a little too close to the water, like the ocean had been slowly inching toward it over the years. The wooden stilts underneath looked worn, and the paint was peeling off in long strips. There were no other houses nearby, just sand, water, and a silence that felt heavier than it should have. Still, we ignored it. Inside, the house was small but decent. Two bedrooms, a living room, and a large window facing the ocean. The sound of waves filled every corner of the place, constant and deep. At first, it felt calming. We dropped our bags, laughed, played music, and tried to enjoy the moment. As the sun went down, we walked out to the beach. The sky turned orange, then purple, casting everything in a soft glow. It should have felt peaceful, but the water was colder than expected, unusually cold for spring. Mark noticed it too, but we brushed it off like it didn't matter. Later that night, around 11 p.m., we went for another walk. The beach was completely empty. No lights, no people, just darkness and the sound of the ocean. The tide was low, exposing more sand than before. That's when Lena noticed something. Footprints. A single set of bare footprints, deep in the sand, leading from the water toward the house. We followed them without thinking. The prints looked fresh, like they had just been made. They came straight out of the ocean and continued in a straight line. But when we reached the house, they stopped. There were no prints leading away, no sign of where the person had gone. We stood there in silence, trying to make sense of it. Lena suggested maybe they walked around, but the sand everywhere else was smooth and untouched. It didn't make sense, but we convinced ourselves it wasn't a big deal. We went back inside and locked the door. That's when everything started to feel wrong. Around 2:30 a.m., I woke up suddenly. I didn't know why at first. Then I heard it. Footsteps, wet ones, slow, heavy, like someone had just walked in from the ocean without drying off. The sound was coming from the living room. I sat up, my heart racing, listening carefully. Step, pause, step, closer. I got out of bed and opened the door slightly. The hallway was dark, but faint light from the ocean filtered through the large window. That's when I saw it. A trail of water on the floor. Footprints, barefoot, leading from the front door across the living room. I woke Mark quietly, and we stepped into the hallway together. The sound had stopped, but the footprints were still there. The front door was locked, exactly how we left it. Lena came out of her room, asking what was going on, her voice shaking. None of us answered. We were all staring at the same thing. The footprints didn't stop at the couch. They continued toward the large window, and then, impossibly, they went up the glass. Perfect wet footprints, one above the other, as if someone had walked vertically up the window. They stopped near the top. Then, suddenly, the room felt colder. Mark turned on the lights, and just like that, everything was gone. The floor was dry. The glass was clear. No footprints. Nothing. Like it had never happened. None of us slept after that. We stayed in one room with the lights on, waiting for morning. No one said what we were all thinking. We just wanted it to be over. But morning didn't feel right either. When the sun came up, the ocean looked strange. The tide had come in much higher than before, almost reaching the base of the house. But what stood out the most was how still it was. No waves, no movement, just a flat, silent surface stretching out endlessly. We packed our things quickly, not saying much. When Mark opened the front door, Lena suddenly grabbed my arm and stopped me from stepping outside. Her voice was low, almost empty. Don't. I looked down. The sand was covered in footprints, hundreds of them, all barefoot, all leading toward the house, not a single one leading away. The beach, which had been empty the entire time, now looked like something had come out of the ocean in large numbers and gathered right where we had been sleeping. We stepped back inside, panic rising. Then we heard it, behind us, a soft, wet sound. We turned slowly. The floor was wet again, and this time, the footprints weren't coming from the door. They were appearing in the middle of the room, one by one. Step, a wet print pressed into the floor. Step, another, closer. Step, closer, like something invisible was walking toward us. Lena started crying. Mark grabbed the door handle, ready to run. The prince stopped right in front of us. For a moment, everything went silent. Then Mark looked at the window. I followed his gaze. The glass was fogging up from the outside. Slowly, like something was breathing against it. A shape formed in the fog. A face, not clear, not human, just wrong. Then it pressed closer, and the glass bent slightly inward, as if something heavy was leaning against it. Lena screamed. Mark opened the door, and we ran. We didn't stop until we were far from the beach. None of us spoke for a long time. Then, Lena said something quietly. It wasn't outside. We both looked at her. When the glass fogged up, I saw it clearly, she said. It wasn't trying to get in. She paused, her voice shaking. It was already inside. After that, we dropped her home. Then Mark drove me back. Before I got out, he grabbed my arm and said something I still can't forget. When I looked at the window, I didn't see 3 reflections. I stared at him. There were 4. That night, I couldn't sleep. Around 3 a.m., I heard a faint dripping sound coming from my bathroom. I told myself it was just the tap, nothing else. But when I finally got up and opened the door, everything was dry. The sink was off. Nothing was out of place, except for the mirror. It was fog from the inside, and as I stood there, staring at it, trying to understand, a wet handprint slowly formed on the glass right next to mine.